Live. I am live. Hey, hey, hey. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I got so much going on. It's great. Great day to be with Icing Images. Woohoo! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let us know that you're here. Let's see. Let me know, let me know. Let me know. La, 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 la. La, la, la. Start spreading the news. Start sharing the views. I'm sharing right now. Let me know if you're hearing me. Denise Knight is on. Hello, Denise. Start sharing public. Sharing public. Are you going to share? Share, 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 share. I'm nuts. Yes, I am. La, la, let me know you're here. How are you, Denise? How are ya? How are ya? Let's put that. Hello, Sandra. How are ya? Are you guys sharing? That's what I'm doing right now. Is there a song about sharing? But share it. I don't know. They're sherry. Share. I've done that one before. I need new content, huh? I am going to share more options. There we go. To my groups. I'm just gonna get a cookie group because I have stuff that is working on right now that pertains to cookies. Hello, Danielle. How are you, Danielle? Where are you guys from? Hey, Joanne, how are you? Let's see, more options. I'm just looking for a specific group that I want to make sure that I link this to. I've already done that. Where is it? Where is it? It's a specific group. Let me do it this way because I can search. It helps to type in the right. There it is. That's what I wanted. Post. Are you guys sharing? Make sure you share. Hello, Thelma. Denise, I'm glad you're doing well. You shared to some cookie groups. Thank you so very much. Let's see, who else is joining us? Who else is joining? Karen from North Dallas, welcome. Have you been on before? I don't recognize your name, but you know, sometimes I kind of forget things. I guess you know that about me. Kathy, hey, Kathy Donner, how are ya? Let's see, I want to do this. This is what I want to do. And I want to see, yeah, you can kind of, I want to come this way. There we go. Yeah, you know what I'm doing back there? I'm cutting feathers, 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 lots of feathers. Let's see. Oh, we have more people. Jessica, hello. You just ordered your printer from Icing Images? I'm guessing it is. Yay, Jessica. Kristen, hello. And you are new, Karen. Welcome. How did you hear about us? I'm glad you came. Jessica, it gets here Saturday. You're so excited. Yay. Make sure, Jessica, that you follow all the directions that come with it, and then things are really easy. Hello, Melinda. How are you? Kathy, Oregon. I think I've asked you what part before because my sister lives up there. Let's see. Are you guys sharing? Make sure you share. I want you guys to start thinking of questions. Hello, Thelma. I skipped you. Sorry about that. And let's see. Rukia. Yeah, blessed to have you here. And Kristen, 1 year with your printer, you get a chip. Here, a chip. 1 year with Icing Images. Let's see. And Rebecca, hello, sweetie. How are you? I hope you guys are thinking of questions because I have some stuff planned that I'd like to show, but I also want to make sure that if you have questions, that's why I'm here. That's why I like to do these lives, because you know how I like to talk, you know. Kristen, woohoo, she gets the check. This is actually a bottle cap from your water, but you know. So hold on, grab a sip of water, dry. All right, I think we should start. What do y'all think? All right, so let's see. Rebecca says, especially the directions in the ink package, so you don't spill ink all over yourself like I did. Newbie! Actually, it has to do with the instructions and stuff. And yes, I'd like to cover that. And yes, I actually plan to. All right, so a couple of quick announcements. First of all, I think we have about 5 of these masks left. Could be 4 now because I checked before. These masks, if you've ordered from us and write the word mask in the comments of your order, we will ship you one of these for free. It is while supplies last. We are running out. So make sure if you order, like do it soon if you want one of these. Kristen, you have something you want to tell me how to do. You want me to tell you how to do. Tell me, Kristen, so I know what it is talking about. All right, how many of you are on our email list? If you're on our email list, you will receive an email every Tuesday, and if you don't open it, you'll get one Thursday. And they also announce who's live on that day. So make sure you still spill ink. So make sure that you're on our email list. There is a link on our homepage, and you can join there. You can always shoot us an email saying, hey, I want to be on your email list, and we will put you on there as well. And it's important because there's a lot of information I put on there. Sometimes I share information that's personal, but I try to relate it to the greater cause because I'm passionate about certain things, but I always have some meat and potatoes in there, whether it's an announcement or some sort of tutorial or just information about a new product. So that's important. And I know you guys are wondering what's going on over there. Okay, so this week I actually shared something, and I like to share my faith because I'm a very strong believer, and I have had cancer, and I've had God walk me through that, and it's Denise, and it's pretty awesome, the things that he does. So I had an opportunity. This is really cool. This opportunity was to work with a company that has asked me to make edible Bible verses. Yeah, edible Bible verses. That's so funny. I thought it was. I'm like, what? You know, but you think about it. There's a Bible verse that talks about devouring or eating the good word of God, which means you're taking it in. And some people are very literal. Hey, Nina. And they want to eat it, consume it, and that helps them. And whatever way you talk to God, that's great. Whatever it is. So anyway, on our we have it on our Facebook page, and we also have it in the email about a company called Edible Scroll, and they get these amazing boxes. They come from Israel. They're hand carved from olive wood, and it smells like olive wood. They're beautiful, and they vary. Like every one is different. Here's another one too. Pretty cool, huh? And believe me, I'm getting to the meat and potato, guys, I promise. But this is important to share. And then when you open it up, there's a scroll in here, and it talks about what's going on. And then there's the goodie bag. This is a beautiful silky bag, and inside, this is where I come in. There are 40 Bible verses, starting with Jeremiah. And this one is, when your words came, I ate them. They were joy, and my heart is delighted, for I bear your name, Lord God Almighty. So this is pretty awesome. And you can pray on these and eat them. When the person, these get prayed over, and the people who receive these, we pray all the way through. So from the person who had the idea to the person who's actually packaging these, we're praying for you all the way through. So it's pretty mighty stuff. The website is www.theediblescroll.com. And like proceeds, like I don't make money off of this. We volunteer to do this, but they donate to my son's ministry, Branch Ministries. For those who get the email, it's at the bottom of the email and it talks all about it. So it's like this whole round of goodness coming. So it's pretty cool. Ediblescroll.com, theediblescroll.com. Lori, if you could put that up, that's where you get these just in time for Easter. They make great gifts. That's enough about that. So let's talk about what's going on over my shoulder. You guys, okay, so Kristen has questions and I'm going to get to that. That's me, just read this so I know. I want a way to print PYO, but I cut them using my electronic cutter, please. I tried Smart Sheets to the food say, okay, Kristen, you are in luck. Next week, I believe, there are two ways to create edible palettes. Sorry, I'm trying to bring something up. And one of them is through using iPrint, where you just print on the Smart Sheets. And yes, you can actually print out the edible scroll and then cut into shapes if you'd like to. And when you're painting on it, it's a little more pastel. I know there's different palettes that are out there, and some of them are more pale than others. When you're printing them through iDesigns and iPrint, they are a little more pale. But if you're looking for something bold, we actually have a live next week, and I want to say it's Tuesday. Let me just bring up my document to tell me real quick. It is on the 30th. So it's Tuesday. I was right. Sharon from Stencil Expressions is going to share exactly how to do PYO palettes, paint your own palettes for cookies, and she will be using the Artisan Accent Gel, woohoo, and the Smart Sheets from Icing Images, which are somewhere. I have a whole stack of stuff. The Smart Sheets. And so make sure you tune in on Tuesday. You're going to get a complete tutorial from a decorator, not from me. And that's important because you know how things are working. I know what to give you to make things working. So Tuesday, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and you will get more than you bargained for. How's that, Kristen? All right, so keep asking questions. I'm going to talk about what's going on over here. Many of you have used the pre-cut circles for putting on cookies, cupcakes, treats, things like that. And you're welcome. And so it's a little frustrating depending on your printer. Some printers are awesome. We have hundreds of people using the program that we have, iPrint, using the pre-cuts, and they have no problems. But others seem to have problems because their printers don't know where they're grabbing it. We find that wide format printer does better. Hello, Charlotta. Than the other printers, and it depends on your printer. It's just the way it grabs it. Good morning, Kate. It's 4 a.m. for you from Australia. So we've been like really looking at this because we have like thousands of printers out there, and we want you guys to find success. And you all know that I'm going to tell you that the best way to offer smaller images that are cut, whether it's in a circle or whether it's a feather, whatever it happens to be, is using your edible printer and your electronic cutter. So right now, over my shoulder, that machine is cutting out in detail these feathers. Let me get one out of the bag. These are actually for a customer. This is an icing sheet, okay? Let me hold it this way. You can see all the little pieces in the detail. That's why it's taking a little longer. But if you notice, I'm not hand cutting those. I'm doing something else. I'm sitting here talking to you. Now, if I was a decorator, I could be frosting cookies. I could be talking to a customer and taking orders, and it's doing its thing. Now, if you watch it, it's taking quite a bit of time because of the amount of detail and size. So it's going to take more time than just maybe a circle. But what I like is you're giving the customer exactly what they want. For this customer in particular, she does not want the circle, this is just a piece of paper, the circle, the image with inside of a circle, she wants just the feather. Hello, Gloria. And I prefer that because, first of all, I'm not messing with the pre-cut circles. Will my printer grab it right? Will it not? I don't have a pack of 2.5-inch circles, a pack of 3-inch circles, a pack of 1 1/4 circles, and I don't have those sitting on my shelf just so that I have the right size circle that my customer has. Instead, what I have is the 8.5 by 11 premium icing sheets, and I can buy them then in 1 pack at a time, in a 4-pack, which saves you money, or a 10-pack, which I think brings the price down quite a bit. Debbie, I'm glad you made it. It saves you money, and you don't have all the stock aging because very few people may order 1 1/4-inch circles. Most people do 2.5-inch circles. So you're building up your inventory and having the inventory that's going to be moving through, keeping it fresh, and you're able to get discounts on it. Jessica, Debbie, I love your products and you. Oh, thank you. And I'm a very reliable person and I have the best service, customer service. Excellent. I have an amazing staff, and I think one of them is on there right now because I can tell. And they are amazing. They are very dedicated. They work as hard as they can to get you the answers that you need. And shout out to every one of my employees. We just hired 2 more because we're growing so rapidly. So we welcome Nicole and Nikki and Stephanie. And so they're going to be working. Stephanie's going to be in customer service. Nikki's going to be more kind of in the background. So we welcome them and we thank you. Thank you so much for acknowledging the hard work and dedication they have. Cricut question from Catherine Donner. To have a Cricut cut images like the feathers you're printing now, as I understand, the image has to be created as a print and cut image. Sometimes the images are available in Cricut for our only print. Could you please explain more about that? If you upload a print image, will it still cut on the Cricut when you hit make it? Haha. Okay, you guys want to learn a little bit about Cricut? I'm prepared for that. And let me see what Ashley's saying. I use my Cricut Explorer 2 to cut blank icing sheets into letters for cakes. The first cut turns out great, but if I try to use the rest of the sheet for another cut, the icing sheet almost always starts sliding off the backing, which completely messes up the cut. And you're using the blue mat. Okay, so different kinds of, this is more of an icing sheet question, Ashley, and I'm going to address it quickly before I talk about Catherine's. Icing sheets, depending on the time of year, will stick better than other times of the year. Right now, it's a little drier. As we head into the summer and we start to get more humidity, it's going to get moisture and things will stay on the paper more. If you're reusing a sheet, even if you're printing on it, you risk you risk that it may fall off the backing because it's dried off too much. So what I would recommend is that you just use some tape along with it to hold that down to the backing. So that will take care of that. Now, if any of I know a ton of you are regulars, and you know that whenever we have decorators on, they're always telling you to save your scrap icing sheets. And that is very, very important because there's a lot of things you can do with them rather than just throwing them away. And you can reference a lot of our Facebook lives. You can also, if you're a member of Everything Icing Images, jump on there and say, hey, what do you do with your scraps of icing sheets? And people post all kinds of ideas. So I'm cutting this right now. So I don't know that I can go back into Cricut. Have you seen enough of this already? Because I'm going to stop the cut. And that's so that I can share with you my screen and what I am doing. And then I'll just pull that off. It's only about 23% done, but I'm going to hit cancel. And it's going to stop moving because I want to really jump into Cricut Explorer. So I'm going to cancel the cut. Let me go and bring my screen up for you. See, it just stopped it. And I am wanting this screen, and I'm going to share my audio. Wait, yeah. Well, she'll meet me if not. Lori is the person that I talk to behind the scenes. So if you think I'm talking to somebody. All right, so we want this. Let's see if it comes up. Any second now. Do you got it, Lori? Lori. I'm seeing it. Beloved, share. Yeah, it's sharing. Bear with me, guys. Lori, are you able to bring it up? Lori, are you there? Lori. Share. Ha! There it is. All right, Lori, yeah, thank you for doing that. All right, so I just literally stopped this. I got to look at my screen, not your screen. This is really confusing. All right, so this is what I was cutting out. And I want you to notice a couple things on here. I know I'm kind of working backwards because this is where I actually would send it to cut. I'd already printed it. But you see this box here? That box is very important. It tells the printer where to print the image within that box. And that box actually does print out. And then all these feathers in here, it knows when you send it to the cutter, it knows because where the box placement is on the sheet, it knows where everything is on the inside of this. And if you notice, I'm not using the whole page, and that's because the print and cut area is limited to a certain area on the page. And if you also notice, all right, so you see this? I had made another one too. And look how many of those I put on there. And I'm going to show you the difference why. I kind of just wanted to share that with you. All right, so I'm going to cancel out of here because I stopped it. And I'm going to cancel out of the green feather. And I am going to go to new. This is Cricut Design Space, and it is free through Cricut. When you purchase a Cricut from us, you're purchasing an electronic cutter, or whether it's a Silhouette or a Cricut, and you're also purchasing the food safe bundle that goes along with it. That includes directions. It also includes food safe mats and other. Depending if you're looking at the fondant kit, it has that in there as well. So we actually sell it with a food safe bundle. All right, I love you. Okay. I need to answer Monica's question when I come back. So, all right, so here I am in Cricut, and I am going to make something new, and I'm going to upload a file. This is going to answer your question. Now, here are all files that I've already uploaded, stuff that I was messing with for whatever reason. I don't know who that is. So, you can't see any behind me. So I'm going to upload an image. I'm going to browse for this image. I am going to go to my Dropbox. Come here, because I want to show you another feather from a customer. So bear with me. I know I have a lot of files. I don't throw anything away. I'm going now with this customer. Let me bring this up. Let me spread this out. She wanted me to print and cut a green, a red, and a yellow feather. Let me see if I can make this bigger because I want you to notice some things and why I'm choosing them. There we go. All right. So when I'm looking at these feathers, she said I can choose any one of them from here. I'm going to choose the one with the least amount of little pieces because she only wants these 1 1/4 inch big, and that's really tiny. And I get concerned that while I can cut it, when it ships and goes to the customer, she's handling it, will those little tiny pieces fall off because they're so small. So between the 2 yellow feathers, I'm going to choose this one because there's fewer little tiny pieces. And so I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to open it. There's still little pieces, but just fewer. There's the image right here, and I always choose complex. So there's 3 different image types: simple, moderately, and complex. I don't know why we have the other ones. It's when you have fewer colors in them, but I see that it kind of changes the color. I always stick with complex. And then I hit continue. La, 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 there we go. Now I'm kind of looking at this image. Let me just make it a little bit smaller. And some of it has color, and some of it doesn't. And here's kind of some pieces sticking out. And then there's some areas in here that have no color at all. Now, many times when we get images, all this checkered area that you see is white. In this case, it's not. And so you would actually just click on that white area and it would disappear. Let me go back and I want to illustrate that for you real quick, because this image won't show you that, and I want you to see it. La 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 la. That's a PNG too. I'm not sure if it's going to show up the same way. It is. Okay, wait, let me go back. These are actually PNGs which have no background to them. So let me upload something. Da, 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 da. Browse. Let's go. I'm sorry, guys. Didn't realize I needed to show you this. And so I am going to go to, where's Jackie? Oh, I know who. Pepsi. I always take her images. Y'all know Pepsi? All right. And of course, it don't have anything that I want. All right. So I'm just going to take this image just because I know I can work with it. And the image comes in. I'm going to hit complex like I already told you about. I'm going to hit continue. And you see this background here. I can actually click on it. Oh, that's not showing you either. Hold up. I'm going to have to undo this. I'm going to click on the letter I just to show you that. See how if I click on it, I'm going to make it bigger for you. It's going to remove just the white area, and it'll make it so it's not going to print or cut in that area. That's what I wanted to show you because it's really, really easy. All right. I'm going to go back, and you can actually change your color tolerance. So if you want it to pick up more of the color or less, you can change that right here. Now I'm going to go back again because I really want to show you this feather. That was kind of what I was looking for. Any questions so far? All right, let me go find. I know, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get to the meat of it. Ooh, la la. I love this customer. All right, so I'm going back to my feather, bringing it in. I'm hitting complex. I'm hitting continue. And there's my feather. I would normally remove any white area that I did not want. I'm going to reduce this a little bit, but also something that's important because we want to do a lot of these. I want to get rid of any background that I don't need. So all this area over there is not taking up space when I go to cut it on the sheet. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit crop, and I'm going to crop very close. Come here. There we go. You see, bringing it right in. I'm being really careful to make sure that I get all of it. All right, so there we go. It cropped it. I'm going to hit continue. And then it gives you two options. One, to cut it out. That's what you see here. There's no color in it, so you're not going to print it. Two, the print and cut image right here. Okay, that's what we want to do. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to hit upload, and it's going to appear. Woohoo! Looky there. These are all the things that I've uploaded. Clicking on that, I'm going to insert. There's a lot of other things you can do. You can do patterns and things like that. I'm just showing the basics, guys. Y'all following along? Do you have any questions at all? Let me know. All right, so here's my feather. And this customer wants this to be 1 1/4 inch wide at the widest point. Now there's sizes right here telling you exactly what size it is. And I could stretch, make bigger, smaller, whatever I want. But I actually I like to use the size right up here where it says size. And I do that because it's much easier to type in 1.25. And with this locked, that little lock there, it's going to automatically change the height proportionately. All right. So now I have this little tiny guy right here. Let me see if I can make this bigger for you. There. I want you kind of to see everything. I have a Cricut Maker. Can I use it and do print and cut? Yes. Yes for all. I had a customer call today, and she only uses it for stuff that's actually food safe. She uses it to create her food safe stencils. And so she actually just needed the conversion kit that's on our website. Lori, if you could put the Cricut electronic page up underneath, that would be great. And so, but if you're cutting things like wood, the plexiglass, you can't mix those. It has to be food safe product. All right, so here is our feather. I went up here that changed it 1 1/4. It's actually 0.695 is the proportional size. And now I'm going to show you 2 ways to do this. And this is important, Catherine. I don't know whether you know this or not. So that's all I'm doing. You can do it many ways. I like to do Control-C, Control-V, and it's going to copy it. Some people like to click on the image and right-click and hit copy and then paste. Okay, I'm just faster with the controls on the page. So I'm going to hit Control-A now. It's going to grab all of them, and I'm going to hit Control-C, and I'm going to Control-V, and now I have 6 of them up there. And if I remember right, I want to say I can do about 45 of these on one page if I let Cricut design it for itself. So I'm going to go 12. And the internet's always slow when I'm doing lives and stuff. So bear with me, because this is an internet-based program. Now I'm going to do Control-A, because it selects all. I also can right-click and, oh, come here. Right-click up here. No, I can't. I can go like this and select them all as well. And I can then hit, no, I can't. Come on. Sorry, I'm hitting the wrong place. I can hit duplicate. See, lots of ways to do the same thing. All right, so now let me show you this, and I will get back to your question, Kathy. I'm going to hit Make It now, okay? It's showing me right now up here in this operation, right here, it says Print, then Cut. So if you have something that's only cut or print, you can actually select what you want it to do. Like here's a basic cut. If I click on that, it's going to make this, see how it changed it? So for those images that you were asking about that it said only cut and you wanted to do print and cut, this is where you can change it right up here. And I'm going to do print and cut. I'm going to change it back. I'm going to hit Control-Z because it's easier, or I'm going to go back that way. There we go. It's going to bring it back. And one more time. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to go up here and hit Makeup. And you notice that they're all stacked, like right on top of each other. And you can see them here. I don't even know how many I have at this point. But I'm going to hit Make It because I want to see what it's doing. And I'll show you why. All right. I don't have as many as I thought up. And it's showing me how many I have on this page that it will automatically put on the page for me. All right, so I have 5 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5. So I have 35, 36. So I'm going to hit cancel and go back. I'm going to hit Control-A, Control-C, Control-V. Control-A is to select all. Control-C is to copy. Control-V is to paste. And it's going to come on, I believe. Let's see how many we have now. Oh, yeah, it's got more in there. I'm going to do it one more time. Paste. And this image, actually, I should have probably reduced it as far as the pixels in it because it's a very high quality image, so it takes longer to do these things. All right, so now I'm going to hit Makeup. I'm going to show you something different. And again, I'm not putting these in their place on the screen to cut. When you click Make It and do it this way, it's going to automatically put them all on the screen. All right, this is what I wanted to show you. It's going to come up. You notice over here, there's 2 pages. And for me, I always like just to print and cut on one. You can do 2. And it's filling up this sheet as best as it can, but there's a second sheet. And some people like to just do everything. If they want 50, put it all on there, let it coordinate it into how many mats or how many sheets of paper it needs to print and cut. But I like to do 1. And so I'm going to go back real quick and I'm going to show you. Okay, so sorry, I have too many things I want to show you guys. So this area would kind of all be wasted, and that's why I like to put as many as I can on one. Now, if I'm in a hurry and I have 12 extra here, and I'm going to go back, want to do 1 sheet at a time, and I want Cricut just to deal with it for me, that's great. If I'm trying to put as many on the page as I want, that's what I want to show you. So first of all, I am going to do this over here. I'm going to show you another way to do this. Okay. And that's all I'm doing is kind of selecting the ones that I don't want, and I'm deleting them, leaving me with this image right here. All right. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller for you. Oh, that's bigger because I wanted you to see what I'm doing. All right, so I'm going to take this image. I'm going to put it right up in here, okay? And then I'm going to Control C and I'm going to Control V. Again, copy, paste. Okay, I can go this way or I can go this way. This way is actually quicker because I can only put so many across. I'm going to bring this as close as I can, as high as I can to this other feather without them touching. I like to keep a little bit of gap because I like to do what's called a bleed on it, which allows it to, when it cuts, it actually doesn't leave any white space around it. So now I have 2. And again, Control A, Control C, Control V. That's what I work best with. And I'm going to put it right here. And I'm going to just do 1 more of those, just to Control V because I've already copied it. And I'm grabbing that crossbar, bringing it over. All right, so this is something you need to know. This program won't let you cut past 6 3/4, which is right here. And then it's 9.25 in height. So I just realized, and this is important because I want you guys to get this, that if I had taken this image right here and I had rotated it just a little bit, I probably could have fit more. And this is just through experience, guys. But I am very frugal, and I like to put as many things as I can on a page. And so that being said, in this case, I have the time. So I'm going to put this together, copy and pasting again. It just takes up less space. And I'm going to build my own. Okay. And you think it's going to take you forever. It's really not. And I'm going to just take Control C. Actually, it didn't take as much space. I'll bring that over here. Okay, I got 5 across. I probably could have left it that way. Now watch this. Hey, Susan. I'm going to do Control A. It's going to take the whole row. Control C, Control V. And it's going to give me that second row. And I'm going to butt that right up against there. And you see I'm kind of moving it over a little bit so I can bring it closer. And now I'm going to Control A. It's going to select all 10 of them. Control C, Control V. And you see how fast it's now populating. When I get done, I will be able to have a lot more on that sheet. And if this, for me, I only do this when I have the time. Well, it's going past that point. So I'm going to just stack this right here. And what I'm looking at is over here. It's going past the 6 3/4. So I would probably go back and make it closer. At any rate, I find the easiest way, sorry. Am I getting my point through to you? Sometimes it's hard when Like I did this before and I was going right through. After 31 years on the job, Susan is retiring and going to ask for a printer from you as a retirement gift. All right, so basically I would stack these this way just from learning how it started to lay out. Control A, Control C, Control V, and you're going to see it's going to populate really quick. When I get done, it's going to look something like this. Let me go to my projects because I have one that's already done. And it is Red Feather right here. And I am going to make, okay, you can't see what's underneath here. I'm sorry. Bear with me because there's a customize button under here and you can't see it. So let me move this over here for a minute. I think you can still see it because it's still on the app. And I'm going to hit customize. And I'm just going to replace what I'm doing. And you can see how many more I can get on that sheet. You follow? It's going to pop up and you'll see there's just a dramatic number more. And here it is right here. I actually printed it for you. Okay. It's going to pop up. All right, so that's a little bit about what the Cricut can do for you in the detail. I kind of wanted to go through it fast so you guys can see you can actually make your own template, or you can let the program just do it all for you. All right, see, there it is right now. All right, let me go back and move this over here. All right, let me make sure I answered some of your all's questions. Bear with me. What would the best bundle to get started, printer and cutter, and how that would grow as my business would grow? All right, so we have printer bundles. Let me go here. Let's share. I'm going to share a different screen in a second. Not this. This is going to go bye-bye. If you go to our website, come on, icingimages.com. And I am going to go to edible printing. You can click on which printer do you need, that's fine. You're going to see that you have options for printers and then also the print and cut combo. These print and cut combos have the same exact machines in them. The difference is the supplies. So just go through and see which one makes sense to you, okay? This is something that when it comes down to time, it will save you so much time. It is very easy to learn. It is very easy to learn more as you gain more, all right? So that's where you find that. You can also find the same thing on the Cricut page. All right. Any other questions? I just want to make sure, because I want to jump to ink, because that's where we get most of our questions. And Kathy, you will grow just from that. Some people always need two printers because of the amount that they print. So that's really good. But wait until you get there. Debbie, quick question. How could I do something from Icing Images so cut and print come? Wait, Debbie, quick question. How could I do something from Icing Images to cut and print through? Okay, how often do you have to print an edible image in an order for it not to dry up? Oh, okay. That's talking about printing. And I'm not sure I understand your first question, Jessica. The other Jessica. There's two Jessicas. You're confusing me. So Jessica Camacho, if you could ask your question again, that would be helpful. I'm just not following. Jessica Vargas, we're going to talk about ink. Yes, ink. All right. So I have a printer here. Let me see how this. You want to switch them now? Denise Knight does once a week to do a nozzle check. That is very smart to do. I have a printer, and in here, the cartridges I actually have not labeled, and I made that happen on purpose. And all these colors are printing, but the problem is there actually is no ink in some of them. So here we go, yellow. If you call up and you're telling me that you're having a problem with your colors printing, the first thing one of the many things we're going to ask you, send us a picture of the cartridge flat, just like this. Can you switch me, Lori? There we go, thanks. Okay, so if you're looking at this, there may be some ink in here, okay? But there's not ink in here. And while you'll get a few more prints out of this, you're going to run out soon. And so you want to make sure this ink well is filled up. All right. Sorry, I'm reading questions and I need to focus. So this is how you refill. I'm going to talk about refilling, and then I'm going to talk about cartridges as well. Now, when you get your cartridges the first time, it says keep orange clips. Why? Because if you don't and you go to refill, you are going to have very colorful hands, as discussed earlier. The people who get ink everywhere, that is why. Now, the orange clips are these. They all came on your cartridges, and what I actually do is I actually put a little yellow letter on them, so I know which one's which. Now, yellow is obvious, but when you get to the black and the cyan, and they look very similar when they're on the, when the ink is on the plugs. Make sure that your cartridge has this plug on, or the clip has this plug on it. And then when you put them back in, you want to make sure that you're carefully threading this through there. I'm going to show you another angle. I show this a lot, and there's a reason I show this a lot on my lives, because people end up putting this in and pulling, and it breaks this off, and then your cartridge is not usable. So be careful, and then you clip it on. Ta-da! All right, so now if you look at the top, what do you see? A yellow plug. All right, if you pull this yellow plug out, the ink is not going to flow through and get all over your hands. And Laura, it's on your box. We make it so it falls out on you as well. So I'm going to take the yellow refill plug, and I am going to show you that when you get the refill kit, when you open this up, on the inside are instructions. On the inside of these, there are instructions as well that tell you all about the cartridges and such. So refill kit comes just like this. Is one of the bottles. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to be careful because you don't want it to spill. And then I'm going to take this little handy dandy refill, and I'm going to make sure this part is tight. We tighten them. Some get missed, and that is an area that can leak and turn your hands yellow. Then you're just going to put this right on there. And you want to make sure it's on really well, because if not, you're going to get ink everywhere. Now, I recommend gloves, but for me, for 22 years doing this, I get ink everywhere. It's normal for me, so I don't care. So now I'm going to take the cartridge. I pulled this yellow plug out, and I actually turn the cartridge. I put that in, and then I just squeeze. Now, depending on how dry that sponge is on the other side, you may see the level of ink go down after you put it in. In this case, it looks like it was pretty saturated. If you do, just put some more ink in. And then, most important, put this back in. If you don't put it back in and you pull that yellow cap off, guess what's going to happen? Like a tin can with two holes, it's going to leak everywhere. So put that in thoroughly. And then when I take this orange clip off, I flip the cartridge, and then I remove it. And I flip it because sometimes if the sponge is saturated, it can drip. Okay? Ta-da! And then I go ahead and I flip it back, and normally you're fine. If not, just keep the paper towel close to hand, and you can just dab it and then put it into the cartridge. So, so that's how you refill. It is that easy. What is important too is that you make sure that on the side of the cartridge, your cartridges are going to have labels on them. There are 3 check boxes. Each time you refill, you want to click check the little box. If you do that, it will help you keep track of how many times you refill. This is important because we only recommend that you refill it 3 times and then you toss the cartridge. The reason for that is you cannot clean the inside of this cartridge. And so just like a water bottle, you need to clean it every now and then. Otherwise, it's kind of gross. And that's what happens when you start having problems. So this is just based on our experience and what we recommend. These ink bottles that come with the refills, they will refill 2 sets of cartridges 3 times. Debbie recommended list is always to have a second set of cartridges on your shelf, because sometimes cartridges go bad. There is a chip on here, and we're going to talk about that chip. For the platinum printers, this is the 280 series printers. The chips that are on here, obviously they're not from Canon, because the cartridges we have to get in order to create edible ones are not from Canon. They don't want to support this industry. That's why we are in business. So we have to come up with a different chip that works. And in the 280 series, the only truly refillable cartridge that is available is ours with this chip. And this is what you call a non-indicating chip. What does it mean? We're explaining this quite a bit. And also, when you get your cartridges and you open it up, these are actually cartridges. Sorry, I'm peeling it back. And you open it up. There is a, look, it says important. If it says important, you need to read it. And this kind of talks about all of what I'm about to say. So the chip itself, when you use it, generally will indicate how much ink is, it'll light up when you first use it normally, and then it'll tell you how much ink is left left in the cartridge. And Denise, it's not on the box, it actually will fall out, which is what happens. It's actually a separate piece. So, ta-da! It's a separate piece, but that's fine. As long as you know this, that's what's important. Okay, let's go back to this chip. All right. So normally they light up. If they don't light up, it's okay. They're still recognized. It will count the number of prints that you have, and it will tell you when it's running empty the first time, but the second time you go to use it, it may not light up, and it may not count your refill. So you'll have to physically take a peek at it every now and then. And yes, it's kind of a pain, but these cartridges will refill 3 times. I have competitors that say their cartridges are refillable, but they will stop refilling after about 2. If you get to the second refill, usually it kind of stops somewhere after 1. It stops recognizing that cartridge at all and won't let you print. So ours, again, this chip will allow you to print, to refill it 3 times. It may not count them after the first. Sometimes it does. But that's not guaranteed. It is listed on our website, so you're aware of that. But it's, to me, as a business owner, it is important to be able to save some money. And if I have to pop my lid open and take a peek at the cartridge, I'd rather save that money, because of the amount of money it saves you is worth it. Some people don't like to refill, and that's fine. It's whatever floats your boat. Hey, man, I did this without getting ink on me. Now, I saw a question. Are there any other questions, guys? Because we are just about at 4 o'clock. But I did see a question about Flex Frost. And I don't remember what it was. Okay, there it is. From Monique. Can you use the flat fabric sheet on the cake like sugar sheets? Yes, you can. Let me talk about the sheets real quick. I'm going to blow through this pretty quick. Differences between, good, Jessica, this kind of goes right in here. All right. Oh, we have lots of questions. Jessica Vargas, how many prints can you get out of 1 sheet of cartridges? Okay, that varies, because sometimes your printing may have a lot of space in between, and so it may use less ink. And sometimes you're filling the whole page with color, and you're going to get fewer out of there. I have seen, if you're a cookier, that you get 60, 80 prints out of it. I have seen, if you're a caker and you're using that whole sheet, you're going to get 40 prints out of it. So it varies. But that's why I always recommend extra set of cartridges on the shelf and a refill kit, so you never run out of ink. It really makes sense. All right, paper, icing sheets. Icing sheets have a white background. Oh, printer up here. I'm like, what's going on? Icing sheets have a white background. They have the easy peel backing. This one's actually falling out because it's been sitting, but you can see how easily that peels. This is great for laying flat on a cake. It is a little thicker than what the Flex Frost sheet is, but that allows for just a nice, it's hard, you can't really see through it, so it's not picking up any color from underneath the icing sheet. This is the favorite, the go-to for any images that are laying flat on a cookie, cupcake, etc. And then you jump to wafer paper. Wafer paper, hold on, let me just grab all my papers here. Wafer paper is a little bit different. Here's just a colored wafer paper. We also have white and some other colors as well. That is see-through. You can see through it. It is not ideal for laying images flat on a paper, flat on a cake or a cookie. It's made for things like you can print on them, but then you can cut out a butterfly and it will actually stand up. The wings will stand up just a little bit. These are actually made of wafer paper. And they feel almost like a card consistency. Hold on, I'm trying to get one out. There we go. So let me get a verse. There we go. So that's wafer paper. And if I put my hand behind it, you're going to see right through it. No, let me just do it this way. Okay. And then it's going to show all the bubbles. They also cannot go in and out of the refrigerator or freezer like an icing sheet can. All right, so that's wafer. Things that stand off a cake, things are, and like flowers, people make a lot of flowers with them as well. That's very big. Then you have Flex Frost. Flex Frost is an edible paper. Comes in packs just like these. You can find all of this on our website. Gloria says wafer paper tastes like communion wafers. Okay, so our white wafer paper is flavored with vanilla. So are icing sheets as well. So ours tastes a little bit better. You don't feel like you're eating paper quite as much. Now, Flex Frost is a fabric sheet. It's called a fabric sheet. It also makes instant lace. And they come in a variety of colors that you can see up here. White, with a sampler pack, red, black, green, silver, bronze, pearl, rose, gold, gold. I feel like I'm missing something. Tiffany, which is kind of an opaque. Okay. Flex Frost you can actually make lace from. It's very easy for, but you can print on these as well. Some people prefer them on cookies because they are thinner than the icing sheet, but they're more expensive than the icing sheet. So wafer paper is your least expensive paper, but it doesn't look good when you lay it flat with a picture. Icing sheets are next. As far as cost and are the best for laying flat. Flex Frost can be laid flat, but it's going to cost you more. The idea for Flex Frost is to use it like a fabric when you're making any type of drapey type furniture or images. And also if you're going to create lace, you actually just take it, you dip it in water, you lay it on a mat. And we have videos on YouTube on this. You lay it on a mat, it kind of starts to bubble in, you spread it really well in that mat. You then let it sit for 2 to 4 hours, unless you have a dehydrator, and then it creates a real edible lace. It is the easiest way to make lace. Then we have our smart sheets. We talked about those a little bit in the beginning. A smart sheet is a little different than a wafer. It's a little more paper-like. It's a little thicker. Some people are actually starting to put these on their cakes as an icing sheet. Either one will work fine. I believe these are probably a little more expensive. They may be close to the same cost. There's no sugar in the sheet, none whatsoever. And so the smart sheet is really good with handling anything that's wet. So we create our paint your own palettes with them. And again, Tuesday, we're going to be talking about that as well. But painting anything that's wet, and then some people are now starting to use them as icing sheets instead of, if you're covering a round cake, Gloria, the icing, you're laying it flat, so the icing sheet is your best option. We have one other paper called the semi-transfer sheet, and that is used with hot mediums such as isomalt, chocolate, things like that. And what happens when you print, sorry, I'm seeing your question. when you print on them and you put the hot isomalt on, or the chocolate or the candy, then when you peel it off, it just leaves the ink only. So it's transparent. It's beautiful, and you can see that those on our page that talks about sending transfer sheets. And so yes, Jacqueline Henry, go to our YouTube page. There's several videos right there to set it up. It's really, really easy to do. Was it easy? Just communion paper. I made lace. Oh, Laura made lace for the first time yesterday. Was it easy, Lauren? Laura, was it easy? I bet she's going to say yes, because it's easy. I mean, I literally, the way I described it is the way to do it. There's no mixing and measuring. It's so simple. Again, YouTube videos right there for you. All right. Now, on our website, you will find, this is very important. I'm going to, you want to bring my my web page back up for me. Ha, there we go. Very, and Laura says, yes, it was very easy. Go ahead and make, there we go, thank you. Okay, so let's say, the reason why I recommend always having a second set of cartridges on your shelf is because at 5 o'clock, actually 5:05 Eastern Standard Time on Fridays, you begin to have problems. And granted, we are available a lot through many different ways. At 5 o'clock or 5:05 on Friday, I'm kicking people out of here because they work their butts off helping everybody, and I want them to go home and enjoy their families. So we have, and you can find it in 2 different places. Under the little printer up here, we have printer support. You can also find it over here. And we have all kinds of information, and printer support both lead to the same page. All right, here, printer support, how to use support. You have to be logged in. So you have to be a customer of ours. Makes sense because we're telling you how to use our product. Got a drink? There's all kinds of information in here. The meat of the stuff that you guys are, there's a lot of general information. So if you're just trying to educate yourself, that's all up here. Refilling, how to handle printer errors and things like that. Troubleshooting is right down here. And then if you slow down a little further, there's some really great videos that we created, how to set up your printer, choosing the right image quality. This is really important. If you're having problems all of a sudden and your nozzle check is great, but your reds are coming out pink, it could be your image, and we see that a lot as well. And so this is the video that talks about that. If you need to clean your print head, here's a video as well. Our Printhead Cleaning Kit, I recommend very highly. Keep one on the shelf. If you have a clog, it's going to get it out. No guarantees, but we've seen some amazing things. We've seen customers do it after a year, 6 months. And I think this video right here, that was 6 months for her. How to remove your print head on 2 different machines. And then proper settings when you're not using iPrint. While we give you iPrint to use, some people want to use their own graphics program or their phone, and that's what this is for. So there's lots of videos here as well as on YouTube. If it's Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 Eastern Standard Time, we're around, but we also have this wonderful chat button right here. And when you connect and you say, hey, I need help, watch, someone's going to answer. Okay, so we'll wait for a second and see if they actually answer. Let me move this screen over for a second. Oh, look, Erin answers. I need help. So Erin's joined the chat, and we're going to say hi to everyone, Erin. And there we go. She should be answering, or she should be messing with us. So we'll see what she does. And you can call us and you can email us. We have hello and thank you for contacting Icing Images. So she's being polite. So you can call us, you can email us. We don't usually answer emails over the weekends. Hi, I will. May I ask who I am speaking to? This is Debbie and the Icing Images Facebook group. Okay. So yeah, chat works great for me. I like chat because I can multitask. We don't usually answer emails over the weekend, but if you need help, there's a group called a group on Facebook called Everything Icing Images. We recommend that you join that group because oftentimes if we can't get to answer you on nights and weekends as well as during the week, then somebody there is experienced and will answer. And most people answer us quicker than we can get to it, and they're normally right too. So definitely take advantage of that. The Facebook group and even Facebook message, a lot of times we answer after hours. No promises because it's after hours, but we often do. Let's see. Jessica's going to order our bundle. How long is shipping right now? It won't ship till tomorrow because it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon here. Depending on where you live is depending on how long it takes. We are very good about shipping out orders right away. But Mondays are a little slower because we have that whole weekend to catch up on. And Aaron said, "Hi, Deb." So yeah, it just depends where you live and how quickly you're going to get it. We do ship very quickly. And then make sure that, Jessica, you use that code that's scrolling across the bottom right now. It says Deb321 is the code, and you're going to get 10% off. So use that code. Let's see. And Jessica Vargas said she's going to order her bundle. Thank you. And then my first attempt, I did put it in the oven, and yes, it made it really dry. And she never tried it again. Yeah, if you put it in the oven, don't turn the oven on. Just turn the light on and watch it. It will dry it out too quick. Gloria says, "Debbie, I love these lives. So informative and useful. I appreciate your time." Well, thank you. I appreciate you coming. I like to get all this information out so that you guys have it and can be successful in serving your customers. So yes, mark your calendars. Next week, Tuesday and Thursday are the lives. Can you put me back up, please? Use your coupon code. And you're in California, so it's going to take a 4 to 5 day ship for you. So make sure that just anticipate that you will get notification of shipping, and you can track it as well. FedEx does not guarantee everything right now, neither does any other shipping line, but they've been much better than they used to be. So next week we have Sharon from Sensible Expressions coming on. She is an amazing businesswoman and decorator. She has some great, not only does she sell stencils, like the regular stencils, but she also sells the files. So if you want to use your Cricut or your Silhouette to create stencils and you don't feel like making your own, she's got a whole digital library for you to choose from. She is going to be using the Smart Sheets, and she's going to be showing you how to create edible palettes. Your own palettes. You don't want to miss that. It's going to be extremely informative. We're grateful to have her on. And on April 1st, Denise Chambliss. Yay, Denise. She was on earlier. I don't know if she still is. She will be joining us as well. We have a lot of interesting lives coming up through the week. So make sure you're on our email list or follow us on Facebook, especially the group Everything Icing Images. And trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, there's a contest. Who wants to win $100 worth of Icing Images stuff? Go on Facebook. It's listed here. There. It's also listed on Instagram. And the last $100 drawing will be this Friday. And I would love for one of you all who are here today to join us. So yeah, do that. Please do that. There are lots of ways to win. So you're welcome, Jessica. All right, I think that's it. Don't forget theediblescroll.com. Don't forget to put mask while supplies last. Just because you put the word in there at this point doesn't guarantee that you get one. Put that in the notes because we could be out. We only had 5 left before I came in here. And icingimages.com is where you find all our products. And know that we're here if you have any questions. Thank you so much for joining us and making this all possible. And until Tuesday, when we join you with Sharon,